Hey guys, thanks for coming back. Happy Thursday. I actually have a little Thursday ditty that I made up for you. Are you ready? I'm a poet and I don't even know it. 'Twas the night before Friday, and inside the fridge, the Chardonnay was chilling down just a smidge. The corkscrew was on the counter, sitting right there, waiting for lots of clean, shining stemware. That's good, right? You like my little ditty? I know I like it too, yeah. Don't quit your day job, Sue. Anyway, at the close of my first episode, thank you for watching that, by the way, and to the 11 brave souls of you who subscribed, thank you. I don't even, like I said, I'm not even sure that I'm a subscriber since I run the channel. But anyway, thanks. And as I said at the close of my first episode, I thought that we would talk today a little bit about what it's like to raise a kid who has autism. My older son, he's 26 now, he has high functioning autism. And we didn't get a diagnosis of him until he was about 13. He swears he was 14, but I think he was just a little bit younger than that. So we didn't know for all that time, what was going on there. And we had somebody say to us once, well, all those years, what did you think? And Stewie, my late husband, and I were like, well, we just thought he was a little weird. I mean, I'm weird, Stu is weird. Weird kind of runs in the family, so it didn't bother us. We just didn't know what to make of the kid. But be that as it may, and look, there's so many people now with autism. What is it? 1 in 9 kids is diagnosed now with autism, and the majority of them are boys. And it's so prevalent. Either you have a family member with autism, or your neighbor does, or the person you work with, your boss, your best friend. They're so prevalent, and I think that's actually, while it's sad, I think it bodes well for the future for these people. It's hard and it's heartbreaking. It is, it's thrilling too. I'll get to that. It's heartbreaking to have a child who has autism. When they're little, you arrange play dates with really understanding moms whose kids are patient, and, you can maneuver that and control that for your kid, And then when they're older, it's hiring buddies and mentors to shoot hoops or go to the movies with your kid when they're in high school. That's hard. And it's, for a parent, it's, it's trying not to cry when invitations to birthday parties, graduation parties, weddings now, they don't come in, the kid doesn't get invited. And it's really hard not to cry when nobody responds to your kid's invitation to his birthday party or graduation party. It's heartbreaking. It's constantly being sort of in, mama bear mode, fighting for your kid, going to the schools, demanding what they need, making sure that they get it. It's like, for me, it's always been walking on a tightrope with my son, between encouraging his dreams and trying to get him to embrace something more realistic. And there have been times he's hated me. I mean, just hated me. I've been bad cop. I don't have a husband. My son's daddy passed away. And here, I'm the one, I'm the one in charge. And it's so difficult to make him realize that I have his back, that I do believe in him, that I want the best for him. Even when I have to say to him, sweetheart, the reality is that you're 26 now. You're most likely not going to be a world famous soccer player. Now, I can't tell you how that does not go over big. It's bad. And we've had many phone calls where he has hung up on me, where he had shown up to argue with me and told me I didn't love him, that I didn't have faith in him. One time he even said to me, Mom, you have no hope for me. And I thought, you have no idea. That's all I have for you. That's all I have is hope for you. but it's hard, you know. It's hard whether you have a spouse, two parents in the home, or you're, you know, a single parent. It's hard. You're the one that they can yell at and beat up, you know. So, okay, he beats me up. There's a lot of self-doubt, you know, when you're raising a kid with autism. You're giving advice, you're hoping for the best, you're hoping they're going to listen, you're hoping that there's somebody on the other side of that advice who is going to understand your position with your kid and be able to help. So, you know, there's a lot of self-doubt, and there's a lot of monitoring, you know, of the aforementioned self-doubt, because my kid can smell fear and weakness a mile away. So if he sees an opportunity to get in that crack with me, he's going to go for it. He's going to wear me down. And before I know it, I'm saying things like, oh, okay, well, maybe he could be the next Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo or Cristiano Ronaldo. He is a very beautiful man. But anyway, that's off topic, Susan. Anyway, yeah. You know, the other thing is, when it comes to my son, and I know this from the conversations I've had with other moms whose children have special needs, particularly autism, sometimes I just want to throw on my sassy pants, and I want to go down to North Carolina, and I want to go visit all of the people who diagnosed my son with autism. And I want to say, yo, specialists, everything you said my kid would never do, everything, he does. He said he would never live on his own. He does. He has now for 3 years. You said he would never drive. He does. You said he would not go to college. Not only did he go, he got a scholarship. Yep, I think I'm going to go and get my PhD right now. You know what? You guys hold on. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get my PhD and I'll return. I'm just kidding. Yep, it's hard. It's really, really hard. You're always fighting for them. And sadly, you know, you wind up fighting with them. It's also, you know, it's so joyful because there's that moment, frequent moments of celebrating with the kid. They do something so thrilling. Like I just mentioned, he drives. It took a village to get this kid to drive. MJ Carter, wherever you are right this second, I thank you from the bottom of my heart. MJ went and got my son, and he taught him to drive. He spent hours with Case, and he taught him to drive. And I stood there in the DMV. First, my son passed the written, you know, on the computer, which when you have a child with autism, that's so much for them to take in. It's the computer. They got to read it. They got to process it. They got to answer the question. They got to, you know, poke the right key on the keyboard. And he did it. He nailed it the first time. They took him out for his test. I'm standing there. And all of a sudden, I see him come whipping down in front of the DMV in our bright red Durango, and he pulls into the parking lot. And I'm like, he did it. He passed. And he comes running through the door, and he's jumping up and down, and I'm jumping up and down like, you know, like whack jobs in the middle of the DMV in Warrenton. You know, but he did it. The woman who gave him the test was like, he aced it. He's good to go. Your kid's good to go. You know, it took a village. It took a village. I mean, people who started him on that path, Lynn Stevenson, John Ross at Fauquier High School, they got him into a program at Woodrow Wilson where they started teaching him to drive. My son hated it there. MJ promptly rescued him, brought him home, and finished the test. It takes a village. I don't know, nobody knows, you know, what the future is for kids, young adults now with autism. And sadly, as we all know, the numbers continue to rise. But I think there's so much hope. You know, when you're a new mom now and they tell you your baby has autism, it's not the same thing as being told 10 years ago. It's not the same thing as we were told when Casey was 13. It's not. There's so much more now. There's so many more strategies and therapies and focus. There's so much more money being spent. And the other thing is people, communities are banding together to create places that these young adults can live. Some of them are very high functioning, some of them are not, but they can live on their own, and there are support services that they can utilize, and they can have jobs and go to work and have friends and have full lives. And someday, I hope not too soon, but parents like me can die and rest in peace knowing that my kid is okay. He's enjoying the life he was given. Because, there's no way to change that. There's just opportunities to make it better for all of them. If you're listening to this and you don't have a community where something is being built to specifically help people like your kids, get online and start looking at what they're doing in Bergen County, New Jersey. Start looking at what places are being built out in Arizona, in Pennsylvania. Start looking in Virginia. There are places, they are coming. Get involved. Get active in your community and say, hey, we need this. Because you're not the only parent whose kid needs this. You are one of thousands, maybe millions. And your kid deserves it, and it can be done. Next time we get together, I think we'll talk about something else, because this has really drained me. But I hope that you feel like it has helped you. If not with information in a hard and fast research, data type sense, then at least to know that you are not alone. You're not. I'm here. Send me a note. Send me a note on Facebook. I'm Susan McCorkindale. You can drop a note on my author page, Susan McCorkindale, author, on Facebook. You can email me, susanmccorkindale@gmail.com. Send me a note. Put it right in the subject line. I want to talk with you about such and such, or I want to talk with you about autism. I'm happy to talk to you. I've been through so much with my son, with my husband, then without my husband, and then with a guy who should never have been my husband. It has not been easy, but I am here for you, and I think you're here for me, okay? I'll see you next week. Thanks so much for joining me today. Till then, bye-bye.